We back, baby.
Welcome back to the NFL Smoke Down.
Smoke up. If you got it, light it. I mean, if you do other shit, do whatever you want. But
You feel
hey, we
me?
back.
Schneeb it
Uh
up.
if that's your thing, don't let me stop you. Man, hopefully y'all enjoyed and tuned in also, not just last week, but also the episode we just dropped on MMA Smokeout. We got to keep pushing it because it's just an entertaining ass episode, man, with
Oh yeah, man!
Max.
Shout out, Max Payne Griffin for pulling up to the MMA Smokeout, and shout out to the Hype Killer. You feel me? Good episode. Go peep that, like it. Yeah, man, it was dope having a UFC fighter on there. You feel me? Like just chopping it up, smoking
Mm-hmm.
it up, and just breaking
Yeah,
down the card. That was
yeah.
solid.
Letting us know what's up, man. But yeah, man, with NFL, another, if anything, crazier week on week 6, man. Crazy. I mean, we didn't do too hot here on the show.
Oh no, I know all my shit is all bad for
Yeah,
sure, for sure.
neither one of us was profitable on our best bets last week.
Whee!
Both of us were definitely on the Niners. I thought it was gonna be easy pickings, even though I was talking about how it's a
Oh
classic
yeah,
letdown spot.
yep.
But
And
I
then
really
that's.
thought the Niners team could have overcame a situation like
I
that.
mean, shit, bro. They were about to, but the rookie kicker couldn't nail a 41-yard field goal.
Yeah, who they drafted, a
Who they
kicker that they
drafted, but
drafted.
it was kind of windy. He was already looking
Wet.
stinky in the day. He missed the one earlier in the game, and then I guess he's from that area, so like he was probably nerves were at all time high. I guess he had like a whole section of his family there
Yeah, just to see him shank that shit.
just to see him even miss it, which is even more like terrible. But hopefully he can bounce back because like that you're gonna need a kicker at the end of the day to do that. Get them last points up. Unfortunately, because especially the way Brock Purdy was playing in the second half, it was crazy. But even with the shitty play he was doing, even at you dropping balls, they still got him in that last drive to try to win the game with the
Yeah,
field
they had
goal.
the
But
opportunity to
yeah,
win. They just couldn't capitalize, man. That classic spot. There were some classic letdown spots throughout the season that it's almost like unbelievable, but it keeps happening every year. The other one we talked about, and this was a while ago, but the London travel for the Bills when they came in against the Jags, and the Jags were already in England. See, that was a classic spot. And then I didn't do too high. I thought New Orleans Saints were gonna do something. They lost to the Texans. That was my other best bet. The only one I won here I gave out was the teaser Rams -1 and the Bears +8.5. Bears lost, but they did cover the 8.5, and Rams dominated. So yeah, that was the only one for me. And then let's just talk about it, the big parlay busters of the week, which are the big upsets. Not only was it the Niners, but also the Eagles.
oh
Man,
man,
Eagles, and then Buffalo almost lost as well in the Giants on Sunday night, man, but they actually pulled it out. Pretty crazy, man. I mean, a lot of unexpected shit.
hey, that's the NFL for you. They got to keep it interesting, and it's
Mm-hmm.
also at the end of the day, it's like it's the best players. I mean, I can't say in the world in the United States, you feel me? But like the best athletes in the United States at American football are in there. So like anything could happen, you feel me?
Yeah, you gotta bring your A game every week, bro. If you don't,
Any
the
given
worst team is still
Sunday,
good.
the oldest
Yeah,
saying, right?
exactly. The worst team will beat you. And then last but not least, I gotta mention it. Shout outs to everyone that was there. For those that went to the Raiders game, we were out in Raiders. Shout outs to the boy Dragon. Your boy Demo was out there. Weezy was at the game. There's a few genitals out there. I myself was at the game, and it was an interesting game. Raiders pulled it out, and it was hilarious because spread was -3. And a lot of people were on them Raiders in that facility. I already knew all the Raider fans in there were in there. And they were mighty upset because they weren't as loud and happy when they were up 2, about to win the game, because they were only up 2. And I was like, it's weird. They're not cheering as much as they usually would cheer in here. And then you get that sack by the Raiders defense for the safety to cover the game, and everybody went fucking nuts in there, bro.
Well, it's also the win too. Like it was tied up, right? Or what was the
Nah, they
score?
were up 2 and
Oh
they were
yeah, they
gonna
were
win
up. Yeah,
regardless.
yeah.
They got the cover, and
Well,
everyone got extra excited.
Pats were driving. I mean, if that what's his name, Devontae Parker, or Jabari Parker, if he would have caught that ball, they probably would have won.
Yeah, maybe he didn't have that deep one.
No,
That was
that's what I mean. That was in his hands though. If he would have held on to it, that probably would have been a wrap. Like they could have drove and got the field goal and won, but
yeah, but they got They don't
the
have
team
it.
that the Pacers just suck, bro. Like, man,
Are they gonna move away from Mac Jones, or what are they gonna do? Because they gotta do something, you know.
man, I don't know. They might have to like really just like get rid of Belichick or some shit and just completely blow it up. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't know,
He
because
was
they look.
untouchable for so long, though, right?
Yeah, well, that's when you had Tom Brady too. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
kudos to Brady. He still was able to win later and still be able to be competitive leaving Patriots. You know what I'm saying? Patriots haven't been doing shit since Brady left. Well, I guess they made the playoffs, right? Or am I
Yeah,
tripping?
they were decent. Mac Jones wasn't terrible on the year, like the first couple of years. Like
Was
they
that
were decent.
McDaniels?
And their defense was strong. And now with their defense, I mean, not terrible, but obviously they can't withstand everything. And then they got the injuries. You know, it's just like you can't overcome when your team only putting up 0 to 3 points. You know,
Yeah.
like you can't win games like that. So, but shit, moving forward, man, we got a crazy week. We got to move forward because we got to leave that behind. You know, all that dustiness behind. Yeah, what we got here? Let me pull up the game. We're gonna go straight into it, man. Jaguars versus Saints. We don't have an England game this week, but we have a Thursday night Jacksonville at New Orleans, man. It was a pretty much a pick'ems, and then Saints about -1 right now. So close game, another interesting game, I would say.
Yeah. Jacksonville's defense been playing solid. But I guess Trevor Lawrence might be kind of hurt, and it's a short week. Derek Carr might be kind of hurt too, though, in a short week also. But I don't know. Off the top of the dome, I'm gonna have to rock with the Saints.
Yeah, this is a tough one, man. Both teams have their weeks and their moments, and then sometimes they look like shit. And like you said, like this week, I feel like almost every quarterback, every main player is like questionable, or like you got to see how they develop because they got some lingering injuries or some new injuries that might not be severe, but it's going to affect them. So same situation here. Both quarterbacks, probably going to play, I would assume, but they could be because they're still questionable technically as of right now.
Yeah, it's close. I didn't even go Jacksonville. I don't know. This is a close one. I don't even know how
Yeah,
you
this is
want to go
interesting.
this.
I've been riding the Saints. I mean, obviously Saints lost for me last week. I lean there again, but this is a tough, close game, man. The total was at 42 now, down to 39.5. So it looks like every Saints game, everyone's gonna look to the under. I feel like
Every Thursday night game too. They're like terrible. I don't know what it is. It's too early or something for them.
And last week, and this whole season, the unders have been about 61% or something like that. I was reading a stat, which is actually highest under rate in the past like 2 decades or something like that. Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. So a lot of unders are going on. I also lean under, but I don't know. This is a tough one, man. I lean the Saints, but I gotta see how the injuries fall out.
You got to see how Lawrence looks too, Trevor.
Exactly.
If he's hurt like that, ATN's gonna try to go off. But then Saints got like a cool defense. You know what I mean? So
Jacksonville's defense has been terrible, but Saints is definitely strong suit. Is the defense?
Oh no, Jacksonville defense been playing solid.
Specifically in England, they've been good. But yeah, I'm leaning New Orleans. But yeah, it's gonna be a mixed bag there, man. Looks like a lot more money is on Jacksonville, so that might be the sharp side. Who knows? We'll see as it progresses closer.
Yeah, I mean, New Orleans, they just can't get it together, bro. Like, how's Derek Carr have 351 yards passing and then only 1 touchdown? Like, and you still like
classic
can't put up nothing over there. Like, something's going on. They're not clicking. Like, Olave finally had a decent game again. You know what I mean? Not like crazy, but finally getting more targets. Yeah. So like, who knows? It's like they need some new coaching over there too.
Damn, you're right. Everywhere just needs a little mix up, a little wake up call.
We're week 7, right? Shit. So
yeah, it's getting close. I mean, for fantasy purposes, it's good. It's pretty much halfway through already, and then for the main season, we're getting close. We're not halfway yet, but we're getting real close. And weeks are flying by, bro. Next up here, we got the Atlanta Falcons going to Tampa Bay for the Baker Buccaneers, as I could like to call them.
Both teams looking to bounce back on this one.
Yeah, Tampa Bay's the favorite here at home, rightfully so. It looks like but not too big. Looks like they open around pick'ems -1. Now they're -2.5. So, I mean, I agree that move, man. I know the Falcons showed a little promise and they got some talent that I like. But I don't know. I just don't like this spot for them. I don't like them on the road. I think the quarterback situation is. I'll take Baker over Ritter right now. Even though Ritter had a good game 2 weeks ago, and everyone.
No, this last week. Well, he he blew the game with interception, but he got Kyle Pitts a touchdown, so you gotta salute
So
that.
you got to give him credit for
Kyle,
that.
man, Kyle Pitts had a touchdown in like 2 years, a year and a half, or something like that.
Yeah, but they couldn't pull it out, and it was suspicious. I didn't bet on the game, but
Yeah, well,
people were
against the
talking about Falcons at home. Ritter is undefeated at home since high school, college, middle school, grade school, preschool. I don't know what the fuck it is, but
Commanders made it look easy, or not easy, but I feel like they won
they were leading
easy.
the most of the game, like
Yeah,
pretty much the whole game. So, yeah, man. So I don't like them if they couldn't pull it off at home. I don't like them on the road either. In a matchup that's pretty close, it's a winnable game on paper.
yeah,
But I'm gonna go with Buccaneers. I like the offense they got going on over there. As far as
also
Baker in
Baker's
Atlanta,
hurt too. He got hurt in his last game, right? I seen he had a
ooh,
questionable, so
yeah, not surprised.
they need
Who's
him.
the Bucks backup QB? Huh? Who would play if Baker's out here?
I have no
Blaine
clue.
Gabbert. Sorry, that's who it was.
Hey,
Is it Blaine? Yeah, it looks like it's probably Blaine Gabbert. That's rare, man. He used to be a Niner as well.
dang.
But I mean, I think he's serviceable as well, bro. So I mean, for a backup, so I'm still gonna go with the Buccaneers here. I'm not a full believer on the Falcons yet. I got to see more from them. So yeah, you going with Falcons or you going with Bucks?
Yeah, I'm going with the Bucks.
The Bakers, Tampa Bay Bakers. Next up, man, we got a good solid game. Another game where you got quarterbacks that are injured. We got the Las Vegas Raiders going to Chirac, checking out the Chicago Bears here. Niners, the Raiders here are going to be favorites. They were -1, now -3, bro, on the road. Wow, can you believe it? Another week where the Raiders are favored. I feel disgusting.
If Justin Fields was playing, I think the line would be shifted towards the Bears, but since he ain't playing, I think the Raiders should be able to take this. It might be a little close, but I mean, yeah, Raiders.
Man, you know what's crazy about this is going into this game while I was at the Raiders game. I was like, man, I want to play against the Raiders. I want to fade the Raiders when they get to their peak and they start winning games. It's time to fade them because every time they win, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not impressed. I don't like what I'm seeing.
Well, no, I mean,
other than part of their defense, which I can't believe I'm saying that.
no, yeah, even Devontae Adams said like they've been winning in shitty. Like you can win, but it could be a shitty win, and they've done it too much this year. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like against the Patriots, they barely won. They won by they got the safety at the end of the game, but before that happened, they were only by 2 points against a team that's been getting 30, like beat by 30 pieces the last couple games. You know what I'm saying? Devontae, what 1 or 2 targets? Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm a newly Devontae owner from a trade in our Gen G league, and I've been losing on a losing streak devastatingly every week. So Jimmy G being hurt is the best thing that ever happened to me right now. So I can switch up my idiotic game plan trying to stack those two. But anywho,
who do you think is gonna play for them too? Like it's gonna be the Hoyer or the rookie?
So, everyone's saying that it's probably going to be most likely the rookie, right? Last game we saw Hoyer come in when Jimmy got hurt.
Yeah, he was there. He was airing it out, right?
You know what's funny? I missed the live. I missed the part where Jimmy got hurt because I was meeting a couple of friends and we were getting some food and drinks and stuff. And when we came back, I saw Hoyer. Well, I was looking at it and I was like, "Wait, this ain't no fucking Jimmy G." I was like, and then I saw Hoyer. I was like, "Oh no, Hoyer the Destroyer. He might be good, bro." Good for a backup. So I think it's gonna be probably the kid. But if it was my opinion and my vote, I'm voting for Hoyer the Destroyer all the way, bro. I think Hoyer the Destroyer. If you put in Hoyer the Destroyer and they move the line as the Raiders being less of a favorite, like from -3 to like -2, I might hit the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Like you give me a better than a field. I think they can win by a field, but you put in this Aiden O'Connell kid, they should still be able to win in theory because their defense is much better, much better.
Yeah, and the Bears are like terrible. I mean, well, they've been like they. I thought they had a little silver line, but then after what's his name got hurt now, Justin Fields is like fuck.
And that's another thing. Like you lose Justin Fields, everyone's talking shit about Justin Fields, but like he's the truth.
That Bears and Vikings game was ugly. It was like 6-6 for hella long, right? You know what I'm saying? Like so Vikings are just out there looking shitty as well. So
yeah, so it's like they're playing bottom feeders. This, in my opinion, is semi. Some people would hate me saying this, but a bottom feeder type of matchup. And these two aren't winning shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like who's not as bad.
Yeah.
And I think the Raiders are worse than their 3-3 record. However, their defense has been way better than
Max
we've
Crosby
seen.
playing like a defensive MVP this year.
That fool's in on every play.
Every play, like tackle for losses, disrupting the run, like that motherfucker he on one.
He on that level of Bosa, of Watts, of the great whites, great white defenders. I think he's one of them. He's one of those levels. Yeah, he's a difference maker.
He's top. He might be the best one right now. Bosa hasn't been playing that well. He's from missing training camp. You know what I'm saying? It's probably out of the great whites right now. It's probably him and T.J. Watt.
And some people say Hutchinson too.
Hutchinson, okay. There's a top 5. There's a top 5. Yeah. You're right. You're definitely right.
But you could argue Max is number 1 right now. So for sure. So I think that's a silver lining. So that makes me lean on the Raiders. And I think you probably need to jump on it now, right before it gets to like -3.5 would be crazy. Because they could probably win in a close game still. Nathan Peterman is starting for the Bears, who used to play for the Raiders as well. So, he was in there as a backup. I think if I remember his physique pause correctly, he's a long neck. Nathan Peterman got the long neck going. So if you hit him from the blind side sack, you might fucking break something, take him out, Mr. Giraffe. So yeah, if it was Justin Fields, I think I would lean Chicago, but since it's not, I'm going Raiders. Haven't fired anything, but and it looks like the total went down crazy, bro. Went from 46.5 to 37. Yeah. That means they think no points are being scored. This game's gonna be ass.
The only reason the Raiders put up 20 points is because of the defense with the safety.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the under, but at this point, if it gets too low, then it's kind of like frick, dude. I can't go under that. But yeah, not to spend too much time on this. So I guess we're both leaning Raiders here.
Yeah.
On this side,
I'll probably throw them in the parlay. Probably
Raiders. They have to get these wins though. This is like the easy lineup for them to gather these wins. So then near the end of the year, they could just get their ass kicked. So, against the teams that need to win. Next up here, we got the Cleveland Shit Tacos, the Cleveland Browns versus the Indianapolis Colts.
Cleveland Browns coming off a new wave of life after that win against the Niners, even though it was really ugly too. Another shitty win, but they got it done. So,
but you already know what's going to happen. They won, right? Beat the Niners, big upset, crazy upset, and now they're on the road going to Indianapolis. And they're favorites. Obviously, how are you going to beat the Niners and not be favorites, right?
Minshew coming off a terrible game though. He really, I got disappointed in him for sure. I thought he was gonna bring vengeance to Jacksonville, but yeah, that was a bad pick for me. After that looked terrible.
He wasn't going too hot at all for sure. Like from what is expected. But yeah, I think this worries me. Of course, my initial look is like Cleveland. They played great. They beat the Niners. Why wouldn't they just easily beat Indianapolis, who just and their ass kicked? But that's in the NFL. When you start, have you noticed the last few weeks? You start gonna have to get your third eye and your pineal glands open a little bit, and be like, that makes it all so fishy to me. So, for me, I'm not playing this game. This is too fishy, man. I like the under. It's already going from 42 to 39. It's getting close. I probably like it at 39. 38 is probably the limit. I lean the under for the best look here, but yeah, I want to say Cleveland, man. I want to say Cleveland easily could dominate if they won last week, but to be honest, and I like PJ Walker. Some people don't, and he didn't even play that great.
Yeah, he didn't score no touchdowns.
Yeah, but I think he's serviceable. But I think the Minshew mania bounce back is very live here, man. Because he knows.
Yeah, I mean, you can say he's been rusty. You feel me? He was on the bench the last 4 or 5 weeks. Maybe he could get in the groove, gel more with the offense. But isn't like the Colts offensive line is like really bad or some shit like that?
Yeah,
I feel like
it's bad.
I feel like the way they were hyping up the Browns defense a lot against the Niners. You know what I'm saying? Like saying this is like 1A, 1B for the Niners and Cleveland Browns defense.
And they lived up to it.
So yeah, I feel like I don't know, Myles Garrett and the other dude 94 who kept coming in on the Niners every play. He damn near was getting against Purdy. They might be a havoc for the Colts, but hopefully Jonathan Taylor could get some more work and like do something.
Hey, Zach Moss still eating, even with Jonathan Taylor there. For those in fantasy, I've been kind of upset because I don't know what to do with Zach Moss. You know, you're in that mode. You're like, God damn it, is he going to be my flex guy or not? It's too much going on. But yeah, that's the only thing holding me back. Cleveland to me has the better defense by a lot. You know, so that's holding me back from actually firing on the Colts or putting them in a teaser or something like that. If I did fire in the Colts, I would only put them in a teaser and bring them up to like a +8 or 8.5. But my best look here is the under for sure. Yeah. So you like Cleveland here?
Man, it's close, bro. It's like I wouldn't want to pick either, but
yeah, gun to head, what would you look like? Whether it's total,
man,
sides, whatever.
I gotta, like you said, it could be like Cleveland coming off their biggest win of the season. It could be a setup win for the Colts to win, so I'm gonna just rock with the Colts.
Oh yeah, in that case, you take the money line for them and just maybe win outright at home at plus money because they're the underdogs here. Next up, man, we got
because even like Minshew, he was like he had Michael Pittman going, and we were talking about how Pittman needs to get off. So yeah.
Yeah, they need to get off. I have him on fantasy, man, and he's not.
He had a good game. It's like he like 9 catches over 100 yards.
And with Minshew, it's better than when it was AR. AR was just not showing no class of love.
It's going to be Minshew for the rest of the year, most likely. Anthony Richardson's supposed to be going having surgery, and it'll probably be done for the rest of the season.
He's in that sling. He's been walking around in that sling and shit right now.
Yes,
we got a divisional game here, bro. We got the Cowboys and Indians now. We got the Washington Redskins and New York Giants. Vanilla Vic, no Vanilla Vic last game. Giants here, but it looks like the line is closed. Washington -1, now -2. I agree with that, man. I like the Howl train. Howl. Yes.
You think he's the best rookie this year? Offensive?
I mean, I don't want to make that big of a statement yet, but I just like the potential.
7 games in, bro. I mean, 6 games in.
That's I don't think he's better than Stroud, right?
Oh
yeah. But I mean, he's doing a lot better than what people expected. I would say that based on like the level that people expect from him, he definitely has been, living up to the expectation, not even exceeding it for the most part. He still makes mistakes and stuff like that, but he slings it and he has the ability to sling it. So it's like you see that potential on him. So another great white.
He's in a good system though too. We got Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator. So
yeah, people aren't feeling Ron Rivera. Riverboat Ron.
Well, he's just like. He's just like a hard ass kind of coach. You know what I'm saying? Just like fuck.
Yeah, it's kind of old school. Some people are like, oh, he's outdated. He's not doing this. Maybe it's time for him and Belichick and all these old guys to give it to young guys like McDaniel.
Or just switch the position up. Like, don't be a head coach. Maybe be a players coach, defensive coach, something like that.
You think those guys would do that? No,
I mean, eventually, if you still want to be in the league, it's like unless you're gonna get a TV job.
Bro. Yeah, TV or just retire, bro. You can't tell me they don't got money.
Yeah.
But these guys always want more. That's for damn sure. But yeah, man. I what do you think? I definitely like the Commanders here. I'm rocking with Howell.
Yeah, it's the Giants, bro. I always go against the Giants.
They almost beat the Bills.
Almost ain't shit, bro. Like you did it. You had the chance and you did doing dumb shit. That play before half, like, oh my God. And then the end, like, yeah. I mean, it is Tyrod Taylor, but it's like shit, bro.
He didn't do terrible though. I mean,
but I'm saying it's just like they're just like cursed or something. I don't know. They're like the bad news bears, like for real.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a spot for them that they could try to win. It's still Commanders, but Commanders are like more solid. I feel like, and like you said, Hal is over there slanging it. He was getting McLaurin involved some. Gibson's been actually getting some more production, some more points in fantasy. I've been noticing on my bench, and Robinson's going cool. So,
Yeah. Okay. And the total here was 42, now 40, 39.5. So people don't think the teams are going to score. I think Commanders can score. And
they can score. Giants cannot score.
And here's the thing. I was projecting the Washington Commanders defense to be good, and they have players that are good, right? But when you've seen the past few weeks, like the results aren't there defensively comparatively to what we thought it was going to be. So that's the only thing I'm concerned about. That's why I'm not playing on the total. I obviously, was looking at the under, but now that it's going so low, it's almost like shit. I might go look at the over, but I can't think of a situation where the Giants they could go start scoring, but nah.
Oh no,
I'm not banking on it. So
the truth is in the details, and they've been showing some shitty
Pooter,
details,
bro. And
bro.
then
Like,
their O line's still not good.
yeah, the O line's terrible. Like Saquon came back. I mean, well, he didn't barely do anything. He was on. I mean, he played a lot, but what do you expect his first game back, right?
Yeah, so I like Commanders, man. I'm definitely. I haven't bet it yet, but I'm definitely gonna bet this, bro. -2, even -3 or better. I would take this.
Yeah, for sure.
Commanders.
It's a
Road
safe.
favorites, but fuck
It's a
it.
safe bet. Giants are like even in fantasy. If your team, if your player on there is going against the Giants, put them in.
Yeah, and then now we got a good matchup here, bro. We got Detroit Lions coming in as road underdogs to the Baltimore Ravens. They're -2.5 now, -3. So Lions, bro, they're coming in real hot.
This is
4-game
a
win streak.
this is another big test for the Lions.
Mhm.
I mean, you can say they're killing it, which they are, but this is like Ravens have been a team that's been great for years. You know what I'm saying? This is you can almost say it's like the Lions bidding to become like a new solid team to come, and like the Ravens maybe declining because the Ravens they got a winning record, but man, they didn't look too good. Like I was watching that game in London and it was kind of shitty.
Yeah, it was London though, but yeah, they always like managed to kind of pull it out. And the one of the losses they had was a very winnable game for them at the same time. They just didn't pull it out.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah, when Lamar threw the pick to the Steelers, right? Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, they are contenders for sure. But
Yeah.
I like this Lions team, so it's hard
Yeah,
for me to
I mean,
go
Lions
against them.
looking polished, bro. Like you said, little Aiden playing like a beast over there. Jared Goff playing in like
Yeah.
like a savage right now. It sucks. I don't know if Montgomery's gonna play. He got a little bit hurt in his last game, but
Oh, he's not. I think
yeah,
Montgomery's going to be out for sure. At least
see, he's been playing hella
not
good.
this week.
So that sucks. But Gibbs, I don't know what's up with him. Is he hurt too?
Gibbs, he should be playing, but he's recovering from injury. But he should be suiting up and playing. Montgomery, from what I read last, is
Yeah,
not going to be
he's
playing
not
this
gonna
week for
play. Yeah,
sure.
because he got out
But
the game early too, right?
yeah, and we don't know how many weeks he'll be. But for now, we know that for sure it's not going to be this week that he's going to play, which is crazy because he was just hurt earlier in the season. But every time he's played, he's been going crazy.
No,
So
yeah, he's been playing great. And it's gonna be on golf for this one, but like that's the thing about the Ravens, they still always like great defense for decades. They always stick to that. They're gonna slow it down. This is in Baltimore too.
yeah, this is in Baltimore,
So
so they're going to be on the
yeah, so
road,
it's gonna
and
be a ugly, shitty game. Like weather probably is gonna be fucked up. Lamar probably gonna run for 70.
yeah, that's another thing for me is I haven't bet it yet because I also want to check the weather, how it's going to be because Lions are an indoor team and they do a lot better on at home. So if the running has to come, the Ravens is just a running scheme type of team overall, and it's going to affect the Lions because they're able to air it out into a shootout, and they're not going to be able to do that as well if it's going to be rainy. Like you're going to have Goff be Brock Purdy or something like last week and not be able to put it together. So I do like the Lions though, bro. I like them at +3 or better. And even I wouldn't even hate to sprinkle on the money line, but there are some concerns I do have about this, but it's just so hard to pass up the underdog Lions, at the same time. But it is the biggest test, like you said.
Yeah.
Just to mention their
Also,
backup running back, Craig Reynolds, by the way, is
yeah.
the third string running back.
Another thing is Baltimore flying back from Germany or London, right? So yeah.
Yes, that was. Oh, thanks for reminding me. That was one of my notes I had too. I'm a big guy about that big travel. Though when you're traveling that far, if they're coming back, even though they're at home, they're still going to be jet lagged. Like we talked about one of the other weeks, they got to talk to their wives and girlfriends after they've been gone for a week or longer in a different country. So it isn't always rainbows and unicorns being at home at all. So I think that they got it going, but I also got to see the weather too to see if I can make some big play. But yeah, I like the Lions for sure here on just being an underdog at least. So next up, what we got? God damn it, Chang. All right. Oh, okay. We got the Buffalo Bills against the New England Patriots, bro. Patriots back at home. This is was a rivalry game at one point, but I feel like obviously, the levels are different. But we got Buffalo, huge favorites, -8.5, -8, and even 9 in some spots against New England. Damn, on the road. After Buffalo barely could beat the Giants, I think that is truly an inflated line, though.
But
there's
it's
no way
it's the Patriots right now, bro, and like at least Buffalo, they got a quarterback. he had a little questionable thing next to him in fantasy. He
Yeah,
did he did come out for a couple plays that last game. He got smacked on the ground, but it
yeah,
was
and
a
then he
clean
came.
play, and they called a penalty on that. That was kind of shady.
Yeah, you
And
can't
then
even tackle anyone nowadays.
yeah, so but I feel like he's all right. He ended up winning the game too. I mean, he came back and they won it, so he got
Yeah,
some he got some rest. So I feel like, and then it's man, it's like these terrible teams. I'm just gonna go against them now. Like I said, this is gonna be week 7. We've seen enough data. I know it's any given Sunday, what we're saying, but these guys are just looking like shit, bro. And, yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm for sure putting the Bills in my teaser. I'm bringing that -8, 8.5 down to -2 or 2.5, as long as it's better than a -3. I'm definitely putting these in a leg for sure, man, because there ain't no way I'm going with the team that has no quarterback or a quarterback that no one trusts and hasn't shown us anything. Going against the Bills defense that is pretty good, and then a Super Bowl contending team. Like you have, as long as Josh Allen plays and they got Stephon Diggs on their team and they got James Cook, then I feel okay with having them in my favor.
yeah.
So
This will be a Von Miller's third game back too.
yep. And then weather's not going to be an issue if it becomes snowy. They have bad weather in Buffalo as well, so it's going to be no advantage there, I think, for New England. So either way, the game's going to be in advantage of Buffalo. So I'd rather take the -8 before I take the +8. That's for damn sure. But it could be they might surprise you. Put it in your teaser, man. Make it safe. Next up, we got divisional game here. Arizona Cardinals against the Seattle Seahawks, man. This is another big spread game, though. So divisional game is kind of crazy. -7, now -8 in some spots for Seattle. I mean, the Cardinals are still bottom feeders. We were just talking about bottom feeders.
Mm-hmm.
Eating groceries.
I mean, I feel like they try though. At least you know what I mean. They try to put up a fight, but they don't got enough talent over there right now. And especially you got John Connor hurt or James Connor, but I like calling, like I said, I like calling him John Connor.
Mm-hmm.
He's hurt right now. Dobbs is like
he's just filling the spot for now.
He's filling the spot. Like, is Dobbs really a starter? You think? Like, would you?
No, I mean he's shown some skills, but it's hard because if you want to be contenders, you can't just have a decent quarterback because every starting quarterback needs to be good in theory. So it's like you can't just be good; you got to be great. And he not great yet, at all. Granted, he doesn't have weapons though. That's
yeah, and the Seahawks, they're always putting up a fight. Like, I mean, look at even this game against the Bengals. They looked like they were gonna get their ass kicked in the beginning, but they ended up slowing it up and almost came back and won that game. But Geno kind of fucking up.
I know. I had the Seahawks +3 last week, and I thought they were at least gonna, cover.
Geno kind of messing up. So, but I feel like this is for them to win, especially to get a bounce back for the Seahawks if they really want to make a fight again.
Hell yeah, no, I agree. I think this is a spot for them after coming off that loss when they could have won, and now it's back at home, divisional against a bottom feeder. If you lose to them in an important game, then you're nobody.
Yeah, you can't really take them serious.
What's his name? Skeet Carroll. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm not a Skeet Carroll guy, even though shout outs to UOP, UOP's finest.
He went there.
Yeah, back when they had a football team. So very rare. Pete Carroll.
Rare. No, yeah, I don't fuck with him either. But then now I like respect him for what he's done and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
I just really hated him the most when he didn't give Beast Mode that for the Super Bowl. He didn't give him that running play. He like had to rush to play.
As a Niner fan, I loved it.
Yeah, you loved it, but it was just like I was just like, no, not on Beast Mode. But who else did that this past weekend? I was just comparing it to that whole situation. Slipped my mind, but it was like where they had a chance to win.
You were talking about Saquon.
Oh, was I? Yeah, the Giants, right? Where they were at the one and like they somehow decided not to hand it off to Saquon.
Trying to throw the lob to Waller.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it probably could have been a penalty, but you can't bank on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you paid this guy. This guy just came back, and this has not been your best player on your team for years. like motherfucker, you don't want to just hand him the ball and give him try like 1 yard or tush push. You haven't seen this brotherly shove, this tush push that everyone's been doing. Your ass don't want to do that either. You just said nah.
They're just dissing running backs. Like I feel like even yesterday, I mean, with the Cowboys and Chargers game, like stupid ass Sherbert Like, why ain't you throwing the ball to Eckler? Why ain't they handling him the ball and stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's hella funny though.
Especially on
But
them little short passes. That's like the specialty.
yeah, I'm gonna put Seattle in my teaser as well. I'm bringing them down from like a -8 or all the way down to -2, whatever it is, and I'm gonna combine it probably with the Bills, bro. And that's gonna be the teaser right there. I think that's money in the bank right there. Next up, we got the Steelers versus the Rams, bro.
Ooh.
Man, Rams showing some promise. Rams are home favorite -3 against the Steelers off a bye.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a close game. Yes, I want to say Rams, but then like it all depends how if they could rattle Pickett, the quarterback, then it's gonna be Rams all day. But if he can get like some protection in the groove, they'll probably win. But I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Yeah, I too like the Rams. It sucks that Kyron Williams is gonna be hurt. So we don't know how long he's gonna be out. He's been playing pretty awesome, pretty much all season. Man, that one sucked because I also have him in some leagues as well. So that definitely hurts. But I like them as well. They have multiple weapons. Puka didn't have a huge game, but he's there as a weapon. Obviously, Cup's back.
King Cup is back.
The only concern, these are a couple concerns I have here. Obviously, you're not going to have a home field advantage with the Rams. Being in LA, there's going to be way more Steeler fans in there. Terrible towels, all this stuff. I feel like is going to be active in there. And then the other thing is off the bye. I mean, I don't care so much about the bye week, and then they're going on the road, but the Rams need to be able to block and not have TJ Watt be the deciding factor. One of the great whites.
Yeah.
Be the deciding factor. So they need to protect Stafford so he can at least have a couple seconds so he can throw the ball. I think they should be golden. Their defense is decent enough to hold him and do some work. And Pickett's not that great. They don't have too many weapons either, bro, on the Steelers offense, to be honest with you. So
Pickens is good, but you got to give him the ball though.
Pickens is their number one now that Deontay Johnson's out too. So Pickens is the only guy. But he's the thing about him, and I have him in a league, which I like, but he's a big play guy.
He's been getting off lately though. Yeah. Last couple games, well, he was on the bye, but he's been putting up some points. So
no, he has, but he's a big play guy. Like he waits for that, like, he'll have like 5 or 6 reception and have like a deep ass play, like a 70-yard play, 60-yard play. When he and his size should be a guy that they go to every fucking play, like a Megatron or something.
The quarterback and the play calling is just stupid.
Yeah, this is sus. The coach looks like motherfucking Will.I.am.
Hey, he's been in it for a minute though. Come on now.
Yeah, no, he's a legend. He's a legendary coach. So, but yeah, no, I like the Rams here. I'm gonna ride the wave and the hot wave. I like where the Rams are going offensively, at least, and I can't trust the Steelers' offense to win a game right now.
Yeah, it ain't really Pickett ain't been consistent like that.
Mm-hmm. And then if you guys would like to know the under-over now, it's actually went up. It went from 42 now to 44. So people think there's some points, which I like. Rams team total over would be decent as well. But we'll see. I do like the Rams. One of my best bets possibly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, another divisional game here. We got the Sherberts, Los Angeles Chargers going to the Kingdom, the T Swift Kingdom, Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, Tech 9, Taylor Swift.
Hey,
but the line here, we got Kansas City was -6, now -5.5. So people like the road division dogs.
Yeah, I mean, like we've been seeing it plenty this year. They're always in the game, but at the end of the game, some shit happens for the Chargers, and it's either all on the quarterback or nothing. Chiefs, they're just still, going through it like it's a hard helmet on and just getting the job done.
Get it done, bro.
I'm rocking with the Chiefs. Chargers, like they're putting up fights, but they just always seem to like let it go in the end, and then I know at least the Chiefs, they're always going to be in a fight for sure.
Yeah, for me, man, this is a division game, and I could see why people took when it was +6. I could see why people took that on the Chargers. Off a close loss against an elite team. They're going to go to a division game. Chiefs never really cover. They win, but they don't cover a lot. Yeah. And it's a division game, so people usually just take the points blindly a lot of times. Yep. So I agree with taking the points. However, as far as like the pick on who I think is going to win, if you like the Chiefs, man, I mean, I don't blame you. I like the Chiefs to pull it out. I think the Chiefs are probably going to win another close game. It's going to be like
De-
3-4 points.
Defense been playing good too.
Mm-hmm. And so it's hard for me to pick against the Chiefs because they have the superior defense, number one, which
and
usually
they're
never
at
happens.
home. They're at home too.
And then you got Mahomes just has that intangible. That's why he's he's the GOAT, if anything, as far as quarterbacks. Baby GOAT, active GOAT, curtain GOAT, whatever you want to call it. But he has that grit, that thing that pulls out the victory that our boy on Weezy would say that Sherbert doesn't have. He can't just pull it out at the end to win, even though he puts up stats, he gets the number. So, yeah, man, I think Kansas City, you could put them in a money line parlay if you like Kansas City, just to win outright. Because I find it hard to swallow to lay
minus
225
is not too bad either. So
yeah, so I would pair them up with another team. If you find another favorite that you like, that's not too bad, or even if it's too bad, you could probably pair them up with like Buffalo or something. But your return's probably not going to be too great. But
Red Kingdom,
pair them up. But as far as laying points with the Chiefs, that's not in my realm right now. I don't like laying big points with more than 3 points with the Chiefs. So I would go with Chargers on the spread there. And then as far as the total, people are looking at the under, actually, man. It went from 52 down to 48.
Yeah, because I thought the Cowboys and Chargers game was going to be a shootout, and that was not good. So I think
Dakota pulled it out, though.
Hey, he looked good. He looked good, but I'm saying, like, he looked all right. You know what I mean? He wasn't fucking up. But, fuck. Yeah, it might be like a stinky game too, because even against the Chiefs versus the Broncos was the last Chiefs game, right?
Broncos and the Chiefs. Yeah, it was a Thursday night when they and they also it was a big win by 11, and the spread was 10.5. Okay. So it was pretty funny, but it was just last minute.
Broncos were trying to come back though, but then they just got away, doing dumb shit.
Yeah, and they actually play again, I think, next week.
Yeah, they do. That's fucked up. What a quick turnaround, yeah, Chiefs, man. Especially they're gonna have some rest too. Kelsey's gonna be a little healthier. You know what I mean? Because they play Thursday, so you get that whole 3 days.
Oh yeah, I'm heavily invested in that Kelsey, Mahomes, and Taylor Swift trio. Yeah, I need that for fantasy. Next up, man, we got. Is this the battle of the week? Hey. We got Green Bay Packers. They're looking at -1 on the road against Denver Broncos.
This might be the game of the week.
Game of the week, man.
Game of the weakness.
This is hard. I mean, I just can't grab the Broncos, but it's like every week you feel like, okay, this is the week where, because their offense does have some moments, minus Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Judy's out of there mentally, and he's going to be out of there physically soon enough.
They said Sutton and Jeudy are up for whoever wants to get him.
Hey, he might be much better elsewhere. Maybe a team that could use him is. Well, they wouldn't put. The problem is they wouldn't move him to the Chiefs or anyone in the division, right? Most likely. So, but places like that is where they need the receivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all the receivers that want to leave are in that same damn division. So no one wants to give it to the Chiefs.
Yeah, so it all depends what they want to do. Yeah. But this is a game the Broncos could win this game. Packers don't look good either. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Man, if it all depends if like the Broncos could do the less dumb shit, always fumbling and stuff like that, interceptions, like they could limit the turnovers for themselves. I feel like Broncos will get it done, but just for the safe bet, I'm gonna go with the Packers.
Yeah. No, I'm probably not betting
even though,
this game.
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, at the same time, because Packers, like Jordan Love, his last game, he looked, oh man, yeah,
against the Raiders.
Man, so yeah.
But Denver's defense can always get you back on track. You know what I'm saying? If you got a bad game, go play against Denver's defense. Go air it out and let it happen. It is tough for me, man. I do lean Broncos just because I feel like this is a good spot for them, situationally. And you know how the situation, you'd be trumping a lot of analytics and the matchups and all this bullshit. But it's hard for me to put my hard-earned money on the Broncos right now. I need to see some more. I need to get some more confirmation before I decide between the two. But I lean Broncos as a dog, on the money line, plus 105, plus 110. Yeah. If I had to, I'm going to do that. As far as the total, I would probably go over the total, to be honest. It's at 45 right now. I think I would go over that 45. I think both teams would probably end up scoring on each other real big time. Next game here, we got a couple games of Sunday night football. This is the game of the week for real. Not the week, but this is the matchup, the marquee.
No.
Miami Dolphins against the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Dolphins are underdogs here, man. Philly off a upset loss, going back home. That's crazy. The Jets beat them.
Yeah, this is like you said, I was looking at that too. Plus 110 money line if you just go with the Dolphins. Man, this is close. Philadelphia is like was a 5-0 team, but they took an L to the goddamn Jets. So that's sketch, and that's what Zach Wilson. So imagine what Tua can do. Also, I think there's like a lot of injuries for Philadelphia's defense at the moment. Jalen Carter wasn't playing, the rookie, the defensive tackle. If that's I don't know if that's his name, and then also the OG corner. What's his name?
Slay.
Yeah,
Darius Slay, right?
I don't think he was playing either. So
yeah, they're banged up, and a lot of their wins have been close. Kind of like they just grinded it out, which that's kind of that factor for your big time quarterbacks. But yeah, man, it's hard. I feel like it's so easy for me to say, like, of course I want Dolphins as a underdog, like fuck yeah. But that's what makes me kind of nervous because Philly came off of that upset loss, which I feel like they're going to be motivated. But as far as on paper matchup right now, who's hot, riding the momentum, the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins as an underdog here.
yeah.
Another concern I have though is when they did play last game, even though they pulled it out the end, their defense wasn't looking that great. I mean, they were giving up they were down 14-0 at one point against the Panthers.
Yeah, for sure.
That part concerns me on their defense. Their offense, I'm not concerned.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. The defense, that's their weak spot for sure for the Dolphins. What's his name should be coming back soon, I guess, but who knows what he got left and now coming off surgery. No, Jalen Ramsey.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even. That's tough to go off a big injury and go back and become.
And then to be a cornerback, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's tough. It's going to be hard for him. Maybe he might want to switch up to safety or something. But
yeah, man. And over here is the highest of the week. It looks like at 52.
But Eagles, man, they're not. I mean, let's not let them get away so easy. They, made it to the Super Bowl. All this, Jalen Hurts gets cashed out, but Jalen Hurts not looking good, man. 3 interceptions.
And he's one of those more athletic ones. He's like a better AR.
He's been throwing a pick like every game. You know what I mean? Like he's looking back like not so good. It also was the Jets defense. It was a solid defense, but I don't know. Like Jalen Hurts, I feel like he's not the way he was last year. And the Eagles, they just signed. I don't know why, but they just signed Julio Jones.
Yeah, that's the big news there, and I can't wait for people to be some of the old school people like our generation to be overly hyped and then spend hella fab on him. Spend hella fab on him on fantasy, and then he just comes up with like 3 targets.
I mean, he ain't done, bro. But that is weird. Like, I don't know why even though Julio, he's not gonna really do anything. But I guess that just shows you maybe they have no depth after the 2 big studs of Devontae Smith and AJ Brown.
They're a run first team.
Yeah, Swift been going ham. Devontae Smith really hasn't been doing anything though.
Yeah, no, he only had a couple early weeks that were good, and then AJ Brown is the number one.
Yeah, he hogging everything over there.
He's the big boy.
But man, I do see value in picking Dolphins at the plus thing, but I just feel like maybe Eagles might be a better team, and then like you said, coming off that loss to the Jets.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wait on it when it gets closer to game time. I got to see some more information, but I like Dolphins now. But I think it worries me because, like you said, it's too easy. It just looks too obvious. But it's like
that running game been going crazy for the Dolphins too. Shit, Mostert's still a big player in fantasy. Everybody been preying on his downfall, but he's still here.
Yeah, but I love it because I'm a big Mostert guy. But A-Chan is because A-Chan was out. Injury.
Hey, but then even though Mustard's a dog, even what's his name scored a touchdown.
Wilson,
Salvion Amar, what's his name?
Ahmed.
Ahmed, yeah.
Hey, never.
So I don't know. It's just that program over there. They just score, man. Score. And then Tyreek Hill, man, like they said, he's already at 1,000 yards or something like that, almost for week 7.
Yeah. He, I think it's something like over 1,000, something crazy. Yeah, like Tyreek Hill is just on another level.
Man, he's a freaking beast, dude. Like I was like, damn, I wish I would have drafted him in fantasy this year, but I hella skipped on him a few times because I didn't. I thought Tua was gonna be weak.
That's why the fucking Chiefs were winning all those goddamn Super Bowls. Because imagine their organization, how they are now, with just Tyreek
Well,
Hill as a receiver.
man, because that's
That's
the thing.
crazy.
Like that just shows you they had the creme de la creme with Tyreek. Then they had the mid with Juju, and now they're just completely at like the fucking Snicklefritz. You know what I'm saying? And then that means they still have. Don't get me wrong, Kelsey is still a stud or whatever, but
Mhm.
they always had somebody to help Kelsey out because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
Kelsey is still a tight end.
Yeah, you can't have the star
Yeah.
receiver be a guy that blocks all the time.
And then
Too.
this year, Kelsey's like 33, 34. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's
Yeah.
getting these random injuries and shit. Like, homeboy is like that age, like to be jumping all the time and like being the go to. That shit's rough on you. You know what I'm
Yeah, getting
saying?
hit. He's the balls that he's catching are usually up the middle somewhere, close. And by the time you catch it, he already
Yeah.
knows that someone's coming real hard to
And he's
hit him.
still
So he's
already
got to
getting
slow it down.
his bones are already still. He's already getting hit by a bone, like every night and every morning. So
Oh shit,
his body's getting brittle.
getting that bad blood.
But yeah, man, Monday Night Football, we got the 49ers coming off a sucky loss against the Minnesota Vikings.
Man, and they're in Minnesota, but they're indoors because it'd be cold like
Minnesota,
Minnesota.
go Minnesota.
Hey, um, but yeah, they got obviously Niners road favorite -7, -6.5. It looks like in some places, rightfully so. Obviously, why would they not be?
Yeah,
But it's a bad. I mean, I can't not go look at the Niners. Especially against these Vikings. No Justin Jefferson. They could score, but I don't think as a team I can't. Off a loss of the Niners, I just can't. So I'm going to go Niners. I would even take the -6.5, -7,
yeah.
but
This I'm for sure
I'm
Niners. This is
putting them
probably
in the
my lock
teaser
too.
though, just so bring it down to -1,
They're gonna
and
be
then you
my
can
lock.
combine them with someone else.
Got to bounce back.
Um, throw it in your money lines, do whatever you want. You could anchor this and do like a big for those that like to do those big parlays. You can anchor this with the money line on the Niners for Monday, and if your parlay survives, you could even go for a little middle, put a little money back and hedge on the +7, on the Vikings. So get a
Yeah.
little middle in there. So, but yeah, I'm going Niners, man. I think they bounce back. They have to. They have to. They can't lose to the Vikings. This type of loss is no good, no bueno. But they are on the road again,
Yeah.
so not an easy task.
Not an easy test, man. And yeah, I mean, like I said, after looking the way they played last week, it's gonna be a big pressure on them to, get out there and get it done. Because the Vikings, like shit, they no disrespect, but they're trash, and they don't even got JJ no more. I guess they got some players on defense that are all right, but man, they
I mean,
looking terrible.
they still could do it. I mean, their receivers that aren't JJ are good and serviceable. Addison and
Yeah, but it's also
Osborne is
just
okay.
Cousins is like whatever now. Like,
Yeah, he's
and
showing to
then
be medium.
he's saying that he's gonna do his no trade shit, so he's gonna just play the rest of the season with the Vikings.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, Niners, man, defense should be fired up. I think this is a spot for the Niners. It's gonna be my lock of the week. The
How
six
about
and a
the
half.
injuries?
I'll take it.
CMC got hurt.
I see. I guess all the injuries were not as bad as that they were supposed to be. Everything's day to day, but they all might be playing Monday night. They thought Trent had a high ankle sprain, but it was just like a low ankle sprain. He's cool. Debo is like good. Like it's like I said, they're all doing day to day.
Yeah, hopefully they recover quick, but it's still not great.
Yeah.
Ideally,
Nah, never.
yeah, never great because they're not going to be 100%. Here's another thing, and I haven't really always thought about this, so I need to ask somebody that actually plays in the NFL. How do they feel about injuries when you're on the road and staying on the road while injured and trying to recover
Well,
and recuperate?
if you kind of remember, it all depends how bad the injury is. And if they won't even let them come with the team, they just stay back getting treatment at the facility at home.
Yeah, so
But like,
they fly back after the game and they're gonna fly back out
but the
again
thing is, see, this is a Monday night game too, so like Niners aren't even traveling to Cleveland until Saturday.
to Minnesota. Yeah,
I mean to Minnesota, yeah. They don't travel out there till like Friday night or something like that. I follow like hella little analysis for them. They say they
hmm
fly out there Friday, Saturday practice, walk through, and then Sunday the game.
yeah. Hopefully they're ready. I mean,
I mean
recovery is gonna be the number
Monday.
one thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. So they fly out there Saturday because the game is Monday. It's Monday Night
Yeah,
Football. So like extra rest too for the injured people, like you said. Like
it's
they said they don't
important.
practice till like Thursday or something like that, like full practice. So yeah, I mean And they said day to day with the injuries, nothing's broken or anything. So yeah.
So you're thinking most likely CMC is probably going to play.
It depends. It would be smart maybe to limit his snaps, not to go full blown kamikaze.
Most likely because they have good other backs.
Yeah, I mean they got all right ones, but and especially because like it's a favorable matchup too. Especially it's primetime Kirk. Like, come on.
Yeah, so maybe they try to build up a big lead in the first half and then try
Yeah.
to kind of clock manage it a little bit, play it a little safer.
Now,
So
now if
that's
they
what
look like shit, it's red flags everywhere. Now I'm gonna have to start worrying. So hopefully
yeah,
it was
they
just like
shouldn't be because they got everybody still. I mean, yeah, granted, not everyone's 100%, but the NFL, a lot of teams are banged up, not
yeah,
playing
and then
100%. So
primetime George Kittle is gonna be in effect. So yeah, we'll
multiple
see.
weapons. That's the thing. They don't have to rely on just one person too. So I mean, although CMC is a
Oh
very,
yeah,
very big
like they
piece,
said,
but
even with like without them maybe playing everything, just their position that they do on the field and stuff like that fucks everything up. Like the motions they do and everything, it like
yeah.
fucks up their whole thing. And that's why even Shanahan said that he was like shook, damn near shook up because he lost Debo and CMC hella early in the game and just couldn't bounce back.
Yeah. Well,
And
hopefully they pull it out, bro, because I'm cheering for
yeah,
them. And
no,
my
yeah,
money's probably
yeah.
going to be on them.
Yeah, you already know I'm going from hardcore. So, like I said, if they do look like shit, then hey, it's trouble in paradise.
Yeah. But so let's see what we got here. What you got for best bets? We need a bounce back, man.
We
We
need
need
to
a week
bounce
7.
back, bro. So I'm gonna go with my lock. I'm gonna do it again, man. We going with the 49ers, the -6.5.
Yeah, we got the Niners 6.5. Okay.
All right, and then I'm
Uh,
gonna hit you with two parlays, the usual out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do the Bucks
Baker.
Raiders.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a bigger one for sure. Big one.
Uh, damn, what's I'm gonna do? Commanders.
Oh,
Ooh, we're gonna do and one more for that piece. We're gonna put the fuck it. We're gonna put Red Kingdom. We're gonna put the Chiefs in there.
hey, Chiefs.
Then we're gonna use your little grease ball, little doughboy parlay with who was it? Bills,
Mm-hmm.
Seacocks,
Seahawks.
Chiefs. Damn, I don't want to put the that one's too close. And then we'll throw the Niners in there too.
And the bang bang Niner gang. Two big parlays there. And then for me, man, best bets. This is gonna be an interesting one here. I'm trying to give y'all a little something different. I definitely where was I like Washington -2.
Yep.
So I like that one. I'll give you that one. And what else was the other one I like? Definitely, I don't want to touch on that Miami game or nothing crazy like that.
Man, that one. Yeah, there's a lot of there's some good. There's some two like some close ass ones like that one, and then the two game of the weeks are like the crazy ones, like Eagles and Dolphins, and
Oh yeah,
then Green Bay and Broncos betting wise.
I like the Rams -3. That was the one I was looking for. And then you already know my best bet for the teaser. I always give a teaser out. I like Buffalo. You bring the -8 or 8.5 down to -2 or 2.5, as long as it's under that -3. And the other leg of it will be Seattle, bringing from a -8 down to a -2. So -2, and for -120 or better, and you got that in there, man. That was the only thing that hit for me last week on the show, man, is the teaser. So
Hey, at least something hit though.
yeah, so yeah, man. Any last words, y'all? Another crazy week. Hopefully not too crazy.
Man, praying everybody can stay healthy in the NFL, please. No more crazy injuries.
Mm-hmm. And
But
cherish these weeks, like we always say, man. They're flying by.
they're flying by, man.
Wait, to the next one, smoke up. Check out Gen G coming out, but also check out for sure our MMA smoke out. If you haven't yet, you get some fun insight on just MMA, UFC, not just, we talk about the picks too, but this episode we got some special stuff from Max Griffin. So, man, shout out to y'all, man.
Peace.
Peace.